the argument of the Israeli organization in the court. Do a one-by-one test for each person and give a permit according to objective criteria. The state says no. The universities are a hub for terrorism. And if they go to this university, maybe they will teach in Bethlehem. This is from a court what I'm saying, right? Maybe they will go in Bethlehem and teach some technology that the Bethlehem people don't know about making bombs. What? You're not allowing all the people from Gaza to study in Bethlehem because you're afraid that that something like this will happen? A whole population? Everybody? And it's the same about this diet thing that Amir was talking about now. They put people on diet, right? They allow only certain amount of calories to get into the city. They allow only certain products. And everything is luxury, by the way. Computers are luxury. Car parts are luxury. Fuel is luxury. Everything is luxury, right? So this is collective punishment. Of course, we all understand what is happening. They are pressuring the population in order to get political goals. They want them to revolute against Hamas, to do this, to do that, right? It's not new. And again, when we talk about international law, it's not the first time this happens, right? It's not the first time this happens in the world. Collective punishments are very famous. They have happened in many places. There have been many people who were put in ghettos and punished as a collective. And that's why we have an explicit law, an explicit article in the Geneva Conventions that actually makes collective punishment illegal. So it actually exists, and it is actually illegal, right? And there are many other violations to control the population. So eventually, what do we do about this? In this case, I gave you now 2 examples, right? Or not 2 examples. I've categorized the why Israel and given examples of the Israeli human rights violations. There are violations about control and change of demography, and violations in order to control the population in a certain way. It has also an element of vengeance in it, but it's mainly to control the population from resisting, from asking for change, from asking for liberation, from. So these are the main 2 categories of human rights violations that we have. And what do we do about it? What does the international community do about it? What does the Palestinian /Israeli /international human rights defenders, all of them ask for? Well, to stop the human rights violations. This is our main cause. First, to stop them. They have to stop very quickly, and this is what all the organizations are trying to do. They are writing reports, documenting everything that is happening. So actually, most of the things that are happening, or a lot of them, are being documented case by case, and we have big databases back home. There are also international organizations that come and monitor and then report to the world, to tell the world what is happening. They go, they see, well, they have demonstrated, they have destroyed a village here, or they have killed a person here without trial, or they have displaced this person, for example. They have displaced this family. They do this, right? They document, and there are no remedies in the Israeli legal system. Again, why? Because the Israeli legal system has adapted itself to institutionalize these violations, right? So it institutionalizes them. It makes them part of the system. So our goal here is to stop them first, and to change this regime, to change the whole system that makes these violations continuing, right? And then to reverse the violations that we can reverse. Of course, you cannot bring back somebody who was dead, but you can always compensate. You can always apologize. Apology is a good start, even. You can always give the back land to somebody you've taken land from. You can always return a refugee who left and give him a status again. So there is a lot to do to reverse. And on this, what is what I would like also to say is, on this, those who have this human rights mentality, they actually agree. It's very difficult in many cases to get people who come from ideological backgrounds to agree about the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. If you're religious, whether Muslim or Christian or Jewish, and of course even religious people, two Jewish religious people disagree about Zionism. There are Orthodox Jews who are strong anti-Zionist, and Orthodox Jews who are strong Zionists. There are liberal Jews, secular Jews who are strong Zionists, and secular Jews who are strong anti-Zionists, right? So with political ideology, it's difficult. It's very difficult to get people maybe to agree. But with human rights principles that are universal, that makes me equal to you, to each one of you, right? We can actually agree, and that's why we get Israeli, Palestinian, and international human rights organizations agree. And in this, at the end, what I would really want to say is that in this struggle, we don't want anybody to be anti-Israeli. It's never what we need. We don't need anti-Israelis, and we don't need pro-Palestinians. I would never ask anybody to be pro-Palestinian, because we also make mistakes. I don't want you to justify my mistake. If I go kill a civilian here or a civilian there, I don't want you to justify me, right? Because this is, that's not what we want to do. We don't want pro-Palestinians, we don't want anti-Israelis. What we want is only pro-human and pro-human rights, pro-equality. If this was the case, I think we would be in a much better place. If we were to return back people's land, people's property, to respect, to make sure that the Jew is equal to non-Jew, right? So this is what we're calling for, just equality. And be pro-human and not pro-Palestinian, and that's much better than enough. And thank you.